Hey, it's everyone, Pat Crack Fever. Today is Tuesday, July 4th. It's Independence Day, and we're opening mail, so let's get cracking. We got a ton of mail, and it came in yesterday, but I was just preoccupied with a lot of 4th of July stuff, so I didn't get to it. But I pulled this all out of the box last night, and let's go to our first one here from Foot in Mouth out of Jamaica Plains, Massachusetts. And see, Foot and Mouth Road do not bend on here, and USPS bent it right on top of that, right on top of his writing. So hopefully everything inside here is okay. Open this up, and this is a very nice breeding pool. Nice Shockland for my new Edrix by Master Trust budget EDH deck, and it did start off very budget, but as I got so many cards fulfilled so quickly, I went and added stuff like Shocklands and Filterlands and stuff, because I was left with just a small handful of very inexpensive cards on my wants that weren't really worth a stamp. So I put cards like this to entice people to send, and maybe they would toss in some of the smaller ones, although I think Foot and Mouth here just sent the breeding pool, so it didn't work in that instance, but I still appreciate the trade. Thank you very much, Foot and Mouth. And look at that, double sleeved also. Beautiful breeding pool. I like the double sleeve. I could never get cards out of the inner sleeve. I always have trouble doing that. Although these ones don't seem as snug as the normal ones. I just can never, usually when I do that, I end up just cutting the sleeve open. I can never, you can see I can't get it out. I don't know if there's a better technique you're supposed to use for these, but we'll just leave it in there for now. Thank you again, Foot and Mouth, for that trade, and that's a very nice color lavender sleeve there. Save that for Easter, if I make an Easter themed deck. Alright, my next one comes from user, and I don't know how to pronounce this username, AJ Livy, out of Silver Springs, Maryland. So thank you very much, AJ Livy, AJLVI, out of Silver Springs, Maryland. And let's see what we got in here. We have a nice little bundle of cards for the EDH deck that I just mentioned. Let's open these all up. Alright, Coastal Piracy, Simic Growth Chamber, Thalakko Sentry, Thalakko Seer. And I think Simic Growth Chamber is one of the ones I added on there to kind of add some value to an envelope if somebody wanted to send. So I appreciate that very much, AJLVI, out of Silver Springs, Maryland. Thank you very much for that trade. And let's see, we got another one here. I'm trying to move along quickly because we got a ton of mail today. This is one that we got from last week. Another user that I opened last week, user Fatty, out of Cheshire, Connecticut. And you know, Fatty has very nice penmanship. You know, I always appreciate nice penmanship. So thanks again, Fatty. We'll open this one up. And you know why Fatty had two envelopes? Because when I was making the EDH deck, I forgot to add the commander to my Cardsphere once. I had all the other cards except for the commander. So this is the actual commander. I'm going to be playing Edrix by Master Trust. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to one of your opponents, its controller may draw a card. So this is actually the commander for this deck. I just forgot to add it. Unfortunately, I added it too late for Fatty to combine them into one shipment, but I appreciate the extra stamp, Fatty. Thank you very much for that trade. Fatty out of Cheshire, Connecticut, or is it Cheshire? Cheshire or Cheshire? This one, there's no return address. I think this is from user Joel Griffith out of Trenton, New Jersey, just because of his return address that I can see on Cardsphere. So we'll open this up and see what's in here, and I'll compare it to my receiving. Actually, no, this is not from that user. This is from Cardsphere user named Ben. Ben out of Trenton, New Jersey. So I just looked through and saw which user was sending me a command tower, and it was Ben out of Trenton, New Jersey. So thank you very much, Ben, for this trade. These are other cards that... this is another little group of cards that I also added on there just to entice people to send some inexpensive cards, and also cards that I realized excuse me, I realized that I had just omitted that should be in there. You know, command tower should be in just about every commander deck, and I think the reason that is because, as I mentioned before, I got this from budget MTG decks, and they don't add any cards that are over $1 to their decks. So some of these ones would naturally not be in here, like Soul Ring, Command Sphere, and Command Tower, but these are of course staples that you want in just about any EDH deck, especially if you're running more than one color. You want those cards in there. So thank you very much, Ben, out of New Jersey. Excuse me. And this next one comes from Clever Pseudonym. That's his username, and he's got the coolest... I don't know if this is a stamp or if he printed it on his computer. Look at that. He's got the mana symbols right there next to his... He puts his username, Warren, Ohio, and then he puts a cool little... I don't know if it's a stamp or he printed it, but that is really neat. Out of Warren, Ohio. So thank you very much, Clever Pseudonym, for this trade. Let's open it up and see what we got. We got some great packing, I'll tell you that much. Another thing I have trouble getting open is these team bags. There we go. Packaged very nicely. Looks like more cards for my EDH deck, I think, although that's a foil. I didn't have foils on my wands, although I don't mind. Although I know some people that just hate foils, so that I try not to send a foil unless they specifically ask for it. Not just because they're usually more valuable, because some people do not want foils. So yeah, here's a bunch more cards for that EDH deck: Latch Seeker, Neuter Ilcore, Arm with Aether, Zephyr Sprite, Latch. Oh, he threw in an extra, bonus to the foil version. Thank you very much, Clever Pseudonym. Really appreciate that spellbook also. Very nice toss in there. So thank you again, out of Warren, Ohio. And our last piece of mail is from user, and I didn't write it on here. I really should know. Excuse me. User Delta 622 out of Shawnee, Oklahoma. As you can see, packaged it very well. And I happen to know what's in here, so there's a good reason for him to package it very well. This is a very expensive package here. Once we see what's inside, and there's a crown jewel of this package, a very nice Kaladesh Invention Monocrypt. Beautiful. Those are definitely the best looking masterpiece cards. The Kaladesh Inventions, hands down. The art and the foiling is way better than the Zendikar Expeditions, and obviously they look better than the Invocations, which have pretty much unreadable text on them. But you know, that's not all that's in here. This was a new user who wanted to get some balance in his account, so he came on the Discord saying, hey, I got some high value cards, can people help me get a balance? I'm willing to send. So I said, what do you got? He said he had some monocribs. He had these promo Aether hubs, which is amazing art on these promo Aether hubs. Look at that. Very nice looking foil. And I don't even want these cards for anything in particular. I just love the way they look. Look at that beautiful foil. Art is amazing too. I hope I can get a flame out of that. And some Inquisition of Kozilek, so help him top up his balance. And I'll confirm that here in just a moment so he can get some funds and get some trading. And of course, as soon as I confirm this trade, I'm going to go right to his wants and see if I can send him cards to get my funds back up. So these are my sends for this week. I'm sorry, these are the cards I received so far this week. It is a holiday today, so there won't be any mail coming in today, but as you can see, I did pretty well right before the holiday, enough to tide me over, I think. So thank you very much for watching. This is F from Pack Crack Fever, and we'll see you later in the week. Hey, F from Pack Crack Fever again. It's Wednesday, July 5th, and we got a couple more mail boosters from Cardsphere to open up, so let's get cracking on these. This one comes from Lucky Charms FLN, or a fan of FTN, Lucky Charms, out of Madisonville, Tennessee. So thank you very much, Mr. Lucky Charms. You must really like that cereal, or is perhaps Irish. I guess not really any way to tell. But let's see what we have in the mail from Lucky Charms. Trade number there, 4037. And in here we have more pieces of my Edric EDH deck I'm working on this week, and I'm closing on, as of the filming of this video, which is July 5th, I'm only one card away. I've got everything else in transit. Not everything has arrived yet, but everything is in transit with the exception of one card. So I'm getting pretty close to having completed an EDH deck in very short time, a week or maybe more. So here we got a Reliquary Tower, a staple of almost any EDH deck, a Cytoplasm, and a Simic Signet. So thank you very much, Lucky Charms out of Madisonville, Tennessee. Really appreciate the trade. Our next one comes from Tavian out of Sonora, California. Thank you very much, Tavian, for the trade, and we'll see what we got contained in this one. Taped to the envelope. There seems to be a controversy whether or not to tape the envelope. Some says, oops. Some say it protects the card to trade number. Some say it just makes it annoying to take out. It's not that much trouble to take out, but I personally do not tape cards envelope. Haven't had much of an issue with it to this point. So here is one for this deck. Actually, for the Marchesa deck that I built previously, I decided to make some upgrades with it. So thank you very much, Tavian, for this Vampiric Tutor. And I actually have the promo Vampiric Tutor in my Tesa EDH deck is like one of my favorite cards of all time. I love that old creepy looking art, but I didn't have any with the new art, Eternal Masters art, so I decided to add this one to my Marchesa EDH deck to just spice it up a little bit, make it a little bit more powerful, easier to tutor. So thank you very much, user Tavian out of where was he out of again? Out of Sonora, California. Thank you very much. Beautiful looking card. Really appreciate the trade. And that's all for today on Pack Crack Fever. I hope everyone had a very safe 4th of July holiday, and we'll see you later on in the week. Hopefully we'll get some more mail. Thanks for watching. Hey, from Pack Crack Fever. Today is Wednesday, July 5th, and I got some more mail in, so let's get cracking here. This first one comes from a user named Joel Griffith out of Vernon, New Jersey. So thank you very much, Joel Griffith, for this trade. And my dog's playing with his squeaker toy, if you hear that in the back. So here we got some Ulamogs, and Ulamogs are part of the Eldrazi that I'm specking on. I took the toy away from my dog. Okay, so Eldrazi are part of the Ulamog's part of the Eldrazi that I'm specking on. So got a couple of these from Joel Griffith. Thank you very much for the trade on this. And I was getting this as a long-term kind of hold because of how much play these see in Modern. But they're still being played in Standard until this rotates this fall. And a lot of people are saying they might make a resurgence, so I may be sending these right back out on Cardsphere soon enough. But if not, they'll drop a little bit when they rotate, and then I think on long term they'll hold a lot of value because there are 4 of, I think, an Eldrazi Tron. So very nice cards, very nice condition. Thank you very much, Joel Griffith, for the trade on that. Some nice Ulamogs there. And this next one comes from user Hopeless, also from Cardsphere. Hopeless out of Cincinnati, Ohio. And this is a very large envelope. It's taken a while to get here, actually. He mailed it quite a while ago and just now showed up. So, what do we have? More Ulamogs. Today is Ulamog Day on Pack Crack Fever. Some more very nice condition Ulamogs. Thank you very much, Hopeless, for the trade. And I think this is another 2 more here. So we got a whole bunch of Ulamogs today from Cardsphere. So thank you very much, Cardsphere traders, and we'll see you later on this week. Hey, it's F1 with Pack Crack Fever. It is Friday, July 7th, and we got some more Cardsphere mail. So let's get cracking. This one's from a trader out of Kaiser, Oregon. And we got some free Arby's coupons that came along with this trade, so it's an extra little bonus. And this one looks like we have a Masterpiece Aether Vial. Looks to be in very good condition. Let's pull out of the wrap here. And is in very nice condition. Also Faded Intervention, which I guess is part of my EDH deck that I'm making, although it wasn't foil, but I got one anyways. Thank you very much, trader. And the Aether Vial is in beautiful condition inside one of these Perfect Faith sleeves. So thank you very much, trader out of Kaiser, Oregon. And I got another card that I thought I should mention. This one is Colossal Whale, and this one was hand delivered to me by Cardsphere user Miker, and he never mails them since we're both in the same town. Just handed to me, so I never remember to put that as a received trade on the video, so I'll do that. And thank very much Miker, who has also opened packs on the channel before if you watched. So this one, I don't know what this is. It's from Springfield, Illinois, but I don't think it's from Cardsphere. The packaging is very interesting and rigid, so I don't know what's in here. We'll go ahead and open it. Could be a spag, I'm not really sure. Packing taped very well, but nothing that my scissors can't handle. So I have no idea what this is, but definitely not a chance of it getting damaged in transit with this packaging. Looks like a whole bunch of cards. Must be something that I spec'd on, but I have no idea what this is. So, oh yeah, these are okay. So these are from TCG Play. These are Zendikar Resurgent that I'm picking up on. This was called out by Rogue Deck Builder, who I watch every week when they do the market Monday, and he pointed out this is a very good spec. It's very played, very popular in EDH. A couple thousand or more EDH decks using Zendikar Resurgent, and they're pretty cheap right now. So I picked up some of those on speculation. So those are my mail boosters for today, and we'll see you tomorrow. Pack Crack Fever. Hey, it's F1 with Pack Crack Fever. Today is Sunday, July 9th, and I'm opening my last piece Cardsphere mail for the week. It did come yesterday, but I didn't get time to open it. So this one comes from Soul Trader, a very prominent trader, big time trader out of Southern California. So thank you very much, Soul Trader, for the trade. We'll go ahead and open this bad boy up here. And do not open with blue scissors. Okay, well, Soul Traders want the blue scissor open. Luckily, I got another pair here, so we'll go ahead and open this mail up. Thank you very much, Soul Trader, for the trade, and I'll be happy to oblige you and not open with those blue scissors. So Soul Trader actually did me a pretty big favor here. He sent me, actually he did something really cool. So he sent me the last card I need for my EDH deck, which is only like a 15-cent card. But because I sent him some tokens and stuff, he did a really cool thing on the Discord chat. He said, I appreciate you sending me the tokens. He posted a picture of a box of cards. He said, give me 10 numbers and I'm going to count the card numbers out, and whichever 10 I get, I'm going to send them to you and you toss them in as bonuses on your trades. So these cards, there's one that's going to actually go in my deck, and the rest I'm going to be packing in as extras. Sorry about that, actually accidentally paused the video. So he sent me these extra cards here. I'm going to go ahead and pass these along to traders. When I commit a trade to you, I'm just going to pick one at random and put them in there as a bonus, kind of pass that along. This is the very last card I needed for my EDH deck, so that's 2 full EDH decks completed, completely on Cardsphere, which is very exciting. So now I want to go ahead and take a look at everything I've got in just this week on Cardsphere, because there's been some talk on, we won't count these because these weren't actually part of trade. There's been some talk on Reddit from other trading platforms that you can't get certain kind of cards on Cardsphere, so I'm just going to go over what I've gotten just this week. And remember, I didn't do anything special. I just put an entire EDH deck, a budget EDH deck, and then I made some upgrades to lands and stuff like Temple of Mystery and all that. And I offered a competitive price. I put them all like -9 or 10%, which was still cheaper than I would pay on TCG Low. But I managed to complete in about 2 weeks' time. It was all committed to me in about a week. There's a Shockland there, some Commander staples. I managed to complete in all that time an entire EDH deck. So people who are saying you can't get casual EDH demands, I'm here to tell you it's not true. And those who think you can't get expensive cards or higher sought after cards, standard staples, you see just this week alone, I've pretty much run the gamut of any kind of card, either very collectible card, standard playables, EDH staples. You can get pretty much anything on there, and I'm not affiliated with them. I mean, you can see why I like the site so much. I sent away some cards I wasn't using, then I decided to build an EDH deck, and 2 weeks later, it's ready to play. So that's all this week from Pack Crack Fever. If you want to trade with me, I'll put my link in the notes below. And thanks for watching.